You know what I like about it, too, is when you're clapping, you're so in the moment, it's like you lose yourself, because then you're like, oh, where's my chair? You all kind of go, oh, yeah, we were seated. But it's so fun to watch it sit down again. I like that. How often do you lose yourself in a moment that you don't know what you were doing a moment ago? That's great, unless you're all drunk. Maybe you're... I didn't take that into consideration. Well, thank you for being here. Back at you, all that noise and stuff and all that energy you sent to me, I sent it back to you. And, you know, don't you just love television? I have to say, I really, really enjoy television. There's so much books and reading, but television... It's a wonderful... I've enjoyed it since I was a young child. I grew up watching it, and I love that I'm on it. I love watching it. I like watching other people on it. And I look at how far we've come just since I was a little kid. I mean, it went off the air at, like, midnight. There was just nothing. It just a test signal. There was not enough programs to fill more than 3 networks. And now we have, you know, I think there's, last count, 59,000 channels. I don't know. But we have a lot. You'll believe anything that I... Ellen says there's 59,000. There's so many channels, and they're on all the time, and they're color now. It's in color, the television. It used to... You didn't know what people were wearing. You go, I wonder what color blouse that is. Now there's no guesswork involved in anything. We have guides. If you want to know what's on, there's descriptions of the show. You see what's on the show, and because before you just turn on, you'd have to get on early enough for Ed Sullivan to tell you who was on. You didn't get to know ahead of time. It's like now we have caller ID. Before, when the phone rang, you had to guess who was in there. It's like, what? Do I want to talk to whoever's in that phone right now? And now we're warned, and we can pick up if or not. And no, I wasn't home. I did not know you called. But your lights were on. I was outside in my car, and I could... No. I must have been being robbed, because I was not inside at the time. But there's all these guides, and I think it's very handy to have all the information of what's on, so you know. Like, for instance, you know, if you're watching, if you want to watch Leno or Conan, or you know, it says the guests who are on, or Oprah. It's, you know, just says you're going to cry. Basically, every single, you know that ahead of time. Lately at my house, really since the beginning of this season, there's no information available. Every time I go to watch my show, it says no information available. And then it makes you just have to watch the show because of me, which I'm hoping you're watching anyway, but you're going to want to know who's on, you know, because all the other shows have the information. But then I thought, well, maybe it's just at my house because the people know that I don't need to know because it's my show. Oh, it's Ellen's house. Let's not waste... Stop typing. Maybe Conan goes home and he doesn't need to know at his house either. Conan doesn't have information on his. So anyway, I wanted to prove to you that I was having this problem. So not that I have to prove anything to you. I'm honest with you. I tell you the truth all the time, mostly. But so I wanted a cameraman to go to my house last night and film my television to show you what I'm talking about. And I called Portia and I said, just to let you know, there's a camera guy coming over to film this because I want to talk about it tomorrow. So she brushed her hair and put on some makeup. And so the cameraman is all set up, and I sit down and I go, turn on the TV to go, ah, like that. And I hadn't rehearsed it. I didn't know what I was going to do. Something like, you know, there or something. Anyway, so I turn it on, and it's working. Now, suddenly, it had the whole listing. It said, you know, Jimmy Smits and Daughtry and T.R. Knight and everything that was on the show yesterday. And, oh, Portia looked pretty. I wish you would have seen it. Anyway, so